How's it? Today is July 5th. It's Monday, and it's the first Monday that I am in at 24 Hour Fitness. Um, it's the first Monday I've been in at 24 Hour Fitness in a very long time. Generally speaking, I used to come here on Mondays to snatch. You can see that in my older videos. That was when a bunch of my classes occurred at nighttime, and so I was forced to do something else. And that was before Standard Strength offered any morning classes or any morning weightlifting times. And the reason why they actually started offering that was because I asked them to. It took them, I don't know, 4 months to figure it out, but they eventually did it. So I am back here. Another note is that this is actually a morning session because, like a super morning session, like earlier than Standard Strength, which would be at 5:30, because my sister's here, and so I am gonna hang out with them for the rest of the week. So the whatever sessions I have are gonna either be in the morning or fitted around their schedule. So that's what this was today. So Steve wants me to work to two sets or a few sets of two around 90. So that's like 198 pounds. So I'm just gonna round that to 200. And I did that today. It felt good and bad. My first reps generally were pretty good, and then sort of resetting for the second rep was very, very difficult. And I think it's largely due to not having a strong grip on the bar. So that's a very something that doesn't happen at standard strength just because the bars are of higher quality. But it's something I'm gonna have to deal with moving off forward, and I'm not too upset with it. I just need to be better in whatever capacity I can. One thing I was thinking about here was trying to extend with my legs straight because lately I've been throwing my hips a lot, and I just anytime I extend with my hips or my legs straight, extend my legs straight, the snatch itself turns out really well. And any amount of hip throwing makes everything very, very difficult. You can see here I actually did that hip throw, but I think that was more originated in the failure of grip, if that makes sense. I throw my hips there, and that's why I failed. I only had two fails today, so that's a positive note. And I make all the rest of these, so I make up the first two sets that I miss by just being better, well, being a little bit better, not a lot better. Overall, like I'm pretty happy with how it went today, given the circumstances of me not having a ton of sleep, because I did cook dinner for my sister guys yesterday, and I ended up going to sleep probably like 1 o'clock, just because of everything that was going on. Like hanging out with them, drinking some beer, cleaning after they left, and then getting ready to go. It just took a lot longer than I expected it to. Such is the case with everything in my whole life. This is probably my best set. It's my last set. Um, oh, maybe not. The first rep was the best one. Second rep was definitely not the best. Overall, my elbow is feeling fine. It's not terrible. It's not worse than it was, but it's not completely better. But I definitely don't feel the issues that was plaguing me for a few weeks, maybe a few months. A couple months ago, starting in sort of beginning of April. Um, but yeah, it's coming together. I haven't really been doing anything differently. I think what have been doing is I started incorporating a little bit more bicep curls on my off day on Thursdays, because now I can go to the gym, the fitness center at my apartment. It's open 24 hours a day, and that's, I think, maybe a contributing factor to the health of my elbow. Going back to today's lifts, this is a set of three of snatch deadlifts. This is 285, so about 130. This is the heaviest snatch deadlift I've ever done. I wouldn't consider those PRs just because it's not. I definitely feel like there's a lot left in the tank. Also, it's not something I particularly care about because I'm not executing on anything grand there, if that makes sense. After that, I moved into some snatch, push press plus overhead squat, just 1+1. This was taxing as hell. I am very happy that I did end up making this 265 pounds of snatch push press. It was challenging to say the least. And again, yeah, I'm super happy that I didn't fail. That's a that's like the negative way of thinking about it. I don't like looking at things in negative terms. It's like I didn't fail this, and I didn't do poorly. It's if you didn't do poorly, does that mean you did well? No, not necessarily, but typically that's what people say when they say like, "Oh, I didn't screw up." That means you did think correctly. I don't like looking at it like that, but it does have that middle ground here. So here's my top set. Very amazed that I was able to actually get that over my head. And you can see me shifting forward and backwards here. The pushing portion of it is pretty good, but the descent was a lot slower and tentative than I wanted it to be. After that, I did some weighted pull-ups, this is the first time I've done weighted pull-ups in a hot minute, just because my elbow has been giving me a lot of issues, and actually the time at standard strength would always elapse a lot quicker than it seems. So yeah, just weighted pull-ups and then some hanging leg raises. Pretty good for my first full snatch day on at 24 Hour Fitness. Thank you for watching. Shoots.